5 rich people's secrets that's going to shock you. And ladies, the grass is not always greener as we might think it is. And today I'm gonna spill some of the tea that I know that many of you are not aware of. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to a new video. If you're here for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button because every Sunday, I release a video on elegance, personal and lifestyle transformation on my channel, so make sure you get notified so you don't miss a video. Secret number 1. And actually, this is not really a secret, because who doesn't know that money doesn't equal happiness? I feel like we all have heard it 100 times, but the question is, do we really think it deep down inside? Or do we still think that the affluent community have no issues, are perfect, live an amazing life 24/7, and are totally carefree and life must be just so amazing to be super wealthy? Now let me tell you one thing, I help women feel comfortable with the affluent community, especially in my course, Secrets of the Elite Women. But one has to have a realistic approach to things and not idolizing anything. And I think sometimes that people think that maybe I am idolizing things because I talk about this subject a lot, I teach on it. But the thing is, I kind of take for granted that everybody knows that money doesn't equal happiness. However, I'm starting to realize that a little bit of a reminder is due, because the truth is that the affluent community is not picture perfect. There's a lot of unhappy people there, but I wouldn't say necessarily it has to do directly with affluence. The truth of the story is that wealth comes with positives and negatives. There is a side to each coin of wealth. Yes, pun intended, ladies. What we need to understand is that wealth is not the end destination for happiness and fulfillment. Happiness and fulfillment really stems from yourself, but also when you realize what really matters in life. And I personally believe, and please share your opinions in the comment section, is that the number one most valuable thing that we have is our health and the health of our loved ones. And when that is not functioning, that overshadows everything. So then it doesn't matter how wealthy you are or how successful you are, Health is the most important. Then we have love, having genuine, true love in your life, whether it is from your partner, from your family, from your friends, from, the community that you're in, from your pets, who knows? But being loved is a human need. And again, doesn't matter how successful you are. If you don't have love in your life, what do you really have? I'm mentioning this because we need to really ground ourselves and keep reminding ourselves that when you finally level up, when you reach the level of, let's say, wealth that you would like to achieve, when you reach that, you will not feel empty if you don't have these values, these core values in place. And I really do believe that the reason why so many people in the affluent community are unhappy and miserable and maybe don't even appreciate what they have is because they're not connected with these things. Secret number 2. The richer the man is not always the better. And you know that I'm here on this channel all about marrying up. Why not create that possibility for yourself if that's what you want? There is no shame in the game of wanting to have a financial stable partner so that you can offer security, not only for yourself, but also for your future family. All of these things are very basic. However, when I talk about affluent men, rich men on this channel, it doesn't mean that now we're chasing dollars. Now, the more dollars, the better. And the thing is that if you don't have experience dating affluent men, you might not realize this until later. And this is something that I've personally had a lot of experience with, because when I was in my early 20s, and I really thought that, okay, the richer, the better. However, the more dating experience I gained with all kinds of different affluent men, but also different levels of wealth, I sure did realize that it doesn't matter how wealthy the person is, because in the end of the day, what you really want is quality. There are so many low-quality affluent men out there, so many. And the reason for that is because, like I mentioned in point number 1, wealth has both positives and negatives to it. And wealth can become destructive to a person. And unfortunately, I feel sometimes that men are easier to kind of ruin than a woman, because men are not always in touch with their emotions or not really working on themselves spiritually or emotionally like women. Women tend to seek out more therapy and, things like that, and talk about things and their emotions, but men don't. And no, ladies, I wouldn't want you to go out with a man like that or invest in a man like that just because he's wealthy. Of course not. Let me know in the comment section if you agree on the subject or not. I do understand there will be women who will say, you know what? No, for me, the most important is power, status, and how wealthy he is. And you know what? I'm not going to judge anyone, so whatever rocks your boat. But I do believe that many of us, we want to find that genuine partner. The partner that is going to be our best friend, that really does everything for us, treats us like a queen, etc. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad apples, men in the affluent community, and they can be, let's say, suffer with addiction issues, they can be abusive, they can be very egotistical, narcissistic, power hungry. They can do some, power playing with you. From my experience, I have come across a lot of women who have either married or partnered up with incredibly wealthy and powerful men. We're talking now Forbes list, billionaires, multi-millionaires. Men that women would be head over heels of wanting to be with that man. That must be the ultimate dream, isn't it? But that's the thing, you should see how unhappy many of these women are. And I know this because I've met many of them. And unfortunately, ladies, this happens when the man is not balanced in himself, when he has unresolved issues, when he is living either mentally or emotionally in a very destructive way. There are many women, unfortunately, that end up living in these kind of golden cages. This doesn't mean that, okay, now all incredibly wealthy men are scum. Of course not. You're going to have some amazing high-quality billionaires, multimillionaires, millionaires, you name it. You can find good men absolutely everywhere. But try not to evaluate the man's value based on his net worth. Evaluate him as a character, his qualities. Is he really caring for you? Does he treat you like a queen? Could he do anything for you? Will he move mountains for you? Also, another thing, is he generous? I think it's really important to also find a really trustworthy man that you don't have to worry where he is, who he's seeing, is he cheating on you, is he doing some shady business, or I don't know, is he a criminal? Again, another thing, do you know how many criminal affluent men are out there? Be careful, ladies. Secret number 3. The it crowd is not always the good crowd. So you know that I've been speaking a lot on my channel about level up your network. If you want to upgrade in life, you can also upgrade your social circle. And I fully agree with that, because when we tap into a network that is maybe more successful than us, maybe has more connections than us, maybe is more affluent than us, when we surround ourselves with people who are further ahead on the journey than us, then it's easier for us to also accomplish these goals. So for this reason, I am a firm believer that yes, your network should definitely be leveled up. But this doesn't mean that I think that you should now cut ties with all of your old, non-leveled up friends. That from now on, they are losers and you're so much better off with your new friends. No, ladies, I don't think so. I think you should definitely keep all the good people in your life, regardless of their ambitions or if they want the same things as you. However, there is one important thing to take into account, and that is that a lot of people think that the it crowd is the crowd to be with, that the happiness will be there, the fun will be there, that you're going to have FOMO if you're not around them, if you don't go to the same parties and places, or you have them as friends. And let me tell you one thing, the it crowd is not always going to be the crowd where you feel that, wow, I feel like I can be myself, that I'm having the best time ever. I'm really being present right now. I'm really enjoying myself. Life is good. Peace. No, ladies, What happens when you hang around the it crowd, whether it is with celebrities, affluent people, or just the cool kids of some sort? You're going to encounter that there's going to be a lot of superficiality, a lot of fake people. And the reason for that is because a lot of these people are chasing something. Chasing clout is a very common one. Chasing importance, maybe chasing power, chasing connections. They're chasing something. They're always on the hunt. And that is what makes this surrounding or this ambiance a bit fake and superficial. Now again, you're going to have many people who are not like that, but you are going to encounter that oftentimes it is like this. But I want you to know that I'm not dropping shade on the affluent community at all. Just being honest and realistic with you right now, because there is a good side that I talk about a lot on this channel, because of course I want to guide you, I want to show you how and explain things so that you can feel comfortable there. But of course there's also going to be a negative side that I also think is important that we talk about. My latest workshop called 10 Brutal Mistakes That Show You're Not Elegant and How to Fix the Mistakes is actually going to help you when you start navigating in these circles, because we're all very cautious about, well, I don't want to make certain code of conduct mistakes like elegance mistakes, etc. And in this workshop, I really go through some 10 really common ones that I see women do all the time. Make sure you take this workshop now because I'm gonna actually remove it quite soon. So hurry up before it disappears. Secret number 4. Lavish holidays are not always as they seem to be. And you know that with the rise of Instagram, never before have keeping up with the Jonases has been more important, because of course Instagram shows us that we start comparing our own boring lives with people's best moments, because that's ultimately what Instagram is. People showcasing their best moments. Now oftentimes we also look at these affluent people going to these really lavish vacations and we think that, oh, that must be heaven. They're probably having the time of their lives. The truth is that you definitely see a lot of wealthy people on vacation who are not really having their time of their lives. The fact is that if you are in a bad mindset, if you are a troubled person, you're not going to enjoy this. You're going to have it all there, but you're not going to know how to make the most out of it. You might enjoy your really simple vacation so much more than, I don't know, someone on a really big yacht would do. Why? Because you know how to really be present, really enjoy, and really find the beauty in the things that matter. So it's not about what you have, it's what you do with what you have. Which is why, ladies, I believe spirituality, meditation, mindfulness is really important to practice, because without it, you're never going to be fully present and really, really ground yourself. Secret number 5. Nice things are nice to have, ladies, but unfortunately, the euphoria, it will wear off. And this takes us back to Psychology 101. Unfortunately, humans are wired that you cannot release the same amount of dopamine every time you are around this whatever material thing that you loved so much in the beginning. The euphoria wears off, unfortunately. But for this reason, ladies, you cannot be too attached to material things or the pleasure material things can give you. I think having X amount of material, nice things is important. We all should have it. It's nice to spoil yourself, but it shouldn't become now an obsession that now we need more, you know? And this is what becomes toxic when we become too obsessed with acquiring. So keep that in mind so that you keep yourself grounded as you're doing this personal and lifestyle upgrade. Now, in my next video called 10 Things That Tell You Have Class, we will talk even more about these essential values that we need to align ourselves with. I will see you in that video.